Ah. Sister? I spotted someone who looked like my sister at the shopping mall and couldn't help but call out to her. She tried to walk past me, ignoring me. It has to be her. That person is definitely my sister. She has a mole under her eye. My sister has a mole under her left eye. I grabbed her arm this time. Hey, wait. You're my sister, aren't you?
Oh, it's you.
She replied nonchalantly. It really is you. Where have you been and what have you been doing for the past 10 years?
That's none of your business. Oh, by the way, is that defective daughter still doing well?
Doing well? What are you talking about? She's right here in front of you. Her. Upon seeing her own daughter, my sister suddenly started trembling. My name is Lisa, and I'm 35 years old. I currently work as a freelance illustrator. I have a sister a year older than me. Her name is Rita. She takes after our mother and has been known as a beauty in the neighborhood since childhood. On the other hand, I resemble our father. We have such contrasting facial features that we hardly look like sisters at all. I've always felt a clear sense of unease in how our mother treated us differently. When we were young, I didn't notice it at all, but looking at photos now, the differences are clear. My sister wore a cute ribbon in her hair and a frilly pink dress, whereas I wore a yellow t-shirt with blue pants. In another photo, she had a cute straw hat on and a red gingham dress. I wore a slightly dirty white t-shirt and shorts, probably given to me by a neighborhood boy. When it came to hobbies, it was the same.
Rita, let's have you learn the violin.
Yay! I'm so happy. It's perfect for me.
That's right. When Rita plays the violin, everyone will be enchanted, won't they?
Mom, I want to learn the violin too.
Huh? Lisa, you're still too young, so no.
In the end, I never got the chance to learn the violin. However, my sister had no talent for the violin at all and would secretly skip practice sessions behind our mother's back. The expensive violin that was bought for her ended up becoming a mere decoration in the corner of the living room. Yet, despite this, my mother continued to spoil my sister and let her have her way. My sister has been selfish since she was little, and always said mean things to me. Though she has a cute face, she was terrible at studying. Our mother always told her,
Rita, girls don't need to be good at studying. Pretty girls like you can marry rich men.
Really? Then I don't need to worry about bad grades.
My sister grew up, taking my mother's words seriously. My mother had overwhelming power at our house. My father was kept under her controls and compliant with her. However, he was always on my side and supported me. Since I was young, I've always loved drawing. When I was in elementary school, thanks to a new art class opening in the neighborhood, I was able to attend regularly. At that time, my father waited for a moment when my mother was in a good mood and convinced her to let me attend the art class. My mother said drawing was just enough for a plain child like me. By that time, I had already learned not to let her words bother me, so I remember being overjoyed and jumping for happiness just to be able to attend the art class. As she grew older, my sister became more and more beautiful. She attended a local university with a low deviation score and won a beauty pageant. My mother used to tell her that she could become an announcer in the future, but she realized that being an announcer required good academic achievements and gave up on the idea. I went to an art college out of state. Finally, I could move out of the house. I was worried about my father, but he encouraged me, so I decided to live alone. After becoming a college student, I gradually grew apart from my family home. However, only my father would find time to come and visit me, so I kept informed about what was happening at home through him. According to my father, my sister graduated from university and is now working as a receptionist at a major company. My mother was overjoyed and has been proudly boasting to the neighbors that being pretty indeed brings advantages. 2 years later, my sister married a man from the same company, as my mother wished. After getting married, she quit her job and became a long-awaited homemaker. They lived in a high-rise apartment and had a leisurely life, which was the epitome of lifestyle. I heard they have been blessed with children and she gave birth to a daughter. Meanwhile, I graduated from art school and got a job at an illustration company. There, I met a man named Mike, and we started dating, eventually getting married. My husband Mike is gentle and always smiling. Somehow, he reminds me of my father, and being with him brings me a sense of calm. Half a year after getting married, I became pregnant. We welcomed a baby girl into the world. We named her Tina. With the birth of my daughter, I decided to become an independent freelance illustrator. Our family of 3 was leading a happy life together. When my daughter turned 1, I received a phone call from my sister out of the blue. It had been a while since we saw each other. I nervously picked up the phone, wondering what she could possibly want.
Lisa, how have you been? It's been a while.
I've been good. What's up all of a sudden?
I just gave birth to my second child, but my older one is going through a terrible tantrum phase and driving me crazy. She never listens to me anymore, and honestly, she's not adorable at all.
Oh, you had your second child? I didn't know. Congratulations.
Oh, that doesn't matter right now. Hey Lisa, can you take care of my older child? Just for a little while.
Tina is still not even 1 year old. I can't handle 2 kids. Why don't you ask Mom?
Oh, no, Mom is too old to take care of grandchildren. Just for 2 or 3 days, please.
But, I need to discuss this with my husband first. I can't make this decision on my own.
Lisa, you're the only one I can rely on. Please consider it positively.
Despite my concern for my niece, I had no intention of taking care of her. The next day, without any prior notice, my sister came to my house. When I checked the intercom, I saw her standing there with a baby in a carrier. I was surprised, and I opened the door, and then I found there was also a little girl holding my sister's hand. My sister boldly entered the house.
This is her. Her name is Luna. She's 2 years old.
Luna, who my sister introduced, kept her head down.
I'll come pick her up in 2 or 3 days. Oh my God. She really is driving me crazy.
Hey, don't be selfish. I haven't agreed to this yet.
Come on. It's just for 2 or 3 days.
And as she looked at the baby in her arms, my sister said,
The younger one is quiet and adorable. And her face is pretty, unlike Luna's, don't you think?
I was speechless and couldn't believe what I was hearing. When I looked at Luna's face, I found it hard to refuse. My sister started to get ready to leave. Luna didn't follow her mother. all right. But just for 2 or 3 days. I told my sister quietly so that Luna wouldn't hear, and I reluctantly agreed to take care of Luna.
Luna's change of clothes and diapers are in her backpack. Alright then, good luck. Lucky me, I can finally relax without Luna around.
She left without saying a word to Luna. Meeting my sister after a long time, I weakly smiled at how she hadn't changed at all. She really is like Mom, I thought, and I couldn't help but see similarities between Luna and myself. I glanced over at Luna and saw her playing house with Tina. I joined them and started playing together with them. Then I noticed that Luna was playing hesitantly, as if she was trying to gauge my feelings. Luna, you can play with whatever you like. Luna looked down and avoided eye contact with me. For today, I decided to quietly observe Luna from a distance. Throughout the day, Luna did not leave Tina's side. I told my husband beforehand about Luna over the phone. He came home with snacks for both of them.
I'm home. Luna, Tina, I got some treats for you.
My husband returned with a smile brighter than usual, and upon seeing the snacks in his hand, Luna's eyes sparkled with joy.
Thank you.
This was the first time I heard Luna's voice. My husband looked at me and smiled warmly. Since I had talked to my husband about my sister and mother, he must have understood my feelings. Mike, I bet you were surprised by all this. I'm sorry for taking Luna without discussing it with you.
Lisa, it's okay. You don't need to apologize. Tina looks happy to have an older sister, don't you think? I don't mind taking care of Luna.
Thank you. My husband smiled while watching the two of them. From the next day onwards, Luna started to show us her smile little by little. She also took good care of Tina. Luna helped with changing diapers and wiping Tina's mouth after meals. Each time I thanked Luna, she would smile happily. On the day my sister came to pick Luna up, I was packing her stuff into her backpack.
No, I don't want to go home. No.
Luna, Mommy's coming to pick you up. You can come to visit us anytime.
No, no. Mommy, no.
Then she hid behind the sofa. When I recalled my sister's attitude towards Luna, it was understandable, but since I'm not her real parent, I can't continue to take care of her like this. There was still time before pickup, so I decided to play with Luna as much as possible, and the three of us had a great time playing together. However, my sister still hadn't picked Luna up in the evening, and I had to call my sister. No matter how many times I tried, her sister didn't answer the phone, so I ended up taking care of Luna again that day. The next day, I'd been calling her many times since morning, but there was no response. Fortunately, it was Saturday. I left Luna and Tina with my husband and decided to visit her house. I visited her house for the first time. When I arrived at the high-rise apartment my father told me, I was overwhelmed by its magnificence. So, my sister has been having a leisurely life in such a place. I pressed the number of their room my father had given me, but there was no answer. Additionally, my sister did not pick up the phone either. The building manager came out. Perhaps he became suspicious seeing me ringing the doorbell repeatedly. When I explained the situation, he told me that my sister's family had moved overseas due to her husband's overseas assignment. I couldn't hide my shock and collapsed on the spot. At the same time, I was filled with anger at my sister's selfishness. I contacted my father immediately, and he was just as surprised as I was. It seemed my sister had not visited our parents' home at all since her marriage and had become estranged from our mother. I hurried home and explained everything to my husband.
There's no use in worrying. We'll take care of Luna. Your parents are elderly, and it would be difficult for them to look after her. Besides, I noticed today that Tina and Luna get along very well.
You're right. Luna was very reluctant to go back to my sister's place. If you're okay with it, Mike, then let's do it. Seeing my husband calmly talking with a smile as usual, I regained my composure. We decided to talk to Luna. Luna couldn't understand the complexities of the situation, but she was overjoyed about staying with us instead of going back to her mom. She ran around the house, expressing her happiness. Luna, as if she was our own child, grew up healthy. Contrary to what my sister had warned, Luna didn't cause any trouble at all. Though she acted like a spoiled child sometimes, she was a very endearing child. It seemed Tina considered Luna as her real sister. The two of them are inseparable, doing everything together just like real sisters. I watched over them with a warm smile, touched by their bond. When the two of them were in elementary school, while we were out shopping, we were approached by someone. It was what is commonly known as a scout. They asked if Luna and Tina would be interested in modeling. Indeed, the two of them are known for their pretty appearance among mom friends and neighbors. On top of that, they have small faces, long legs, and a slender model-like physique. When I asked them if they wanted to try modeling, both of them said they would give it a try if they could do it together. I signed a contract with the agency under the condition that it wouldn't interfere with their school life, ensuring it was manageable for them. They started their modeling work only on school breaks. At first, they appeared small at the bottom of pages, but as they gained popularity, they eventually made it to the cover of magazines. However, Luna and Tina remained unchanged from before they started modeling. They never showed any air of superiority. At school, they remained just typical elementary school students. After school, they played with friends at the park, mimicked their favorite idols by dancing, and so on. 10 years had passed since my sister went missing, and this happened when Luna was in 6th grade. I took Luna and Tina to the shopping mall to watch a movie. It was an anime film that we had promised to watch together. Something happened when we were going to their favorite shop to buy stationery after we left the movie theater. I passed by my sister. She had no makeup on, and her hair was messy. She was dressed in a sweatsuit, and was completely different from how she used to look. But, she was definitely my sister. Ah. Sister? I couldn't help but call out to her. She tried to walk past me, ignoring me. It has to be her. That person is definitely my sister. She has a mole under her eye. My sister has a mole under her left eye. It seemed like she noticed me too. I grabbed her arm this time. Hey, wait. You're my sister, aren't you? My sister turned around with an annoyed look on her face.
Oh, it's you. I didn't notice.
It really is you. Where have you been and what have you been doing for the past 10 years? Then she responded grumpily.
That's none of your business. Oh, by the way, is that defective daughter still doing well?
Doing well? What are you talking about? She's right here in front of you. Her. Upon seeing her own daughter, my sister suddenly started trembling.
What? You're Luna. You've grown so beautiful. You've become just like me. Oh, wait, are these two Luna and Tina, the models? Their names are the same, and I was impressed to see there's also such a pretty Luna. I never knew that model was my Luna. What a surprise.
My sister pulled her face. Anyway, why didn't you contact me all this time? You disappeared without saying anything. I even went to your apartment. Then they told me you went overseas. Do you have any idea how Luna has been feeling all this time? It's terrible.
Fine, I get it. If you insist, I'll take Luna home.
My sister looked sulky as she tried to take Luna's hand. However, Luna brushed her hand away.
You're not my mom. Don't be selfish. I don't remember your face, your voice, or anything about you.
That makes sense. Since Luna was 2 years old, I raised her just like I did Tina, treating them equally like sisters. Now, Luna calls me mom. We left my sister and went home that day. However, starting from that day, I received calls from my sister every day. My sister said she wanted to take Luna back. I wanted to prioritize Luna's feelings, so I asked her what she wanted to do, and then she said she wanted to stay with us and refused to go back to my sister. I told Luna's feelings to my sister. She became furious and ambushed Luna on her way home from school, trying to take her away forcibly. Luna screamed loudly, calling for help. My sister was taken away by the police who happened to pass by. She only received a stern warning that day, but her actions escalated further. She started to follow Luna, engaging in behavior reminiscent of stalking. Furthermore, she spread rumors to the neighbors that I had kidnapped Luna, which was completely untrue. Unable to tolerate it any longer, I visited a law firm and decided to sue my sister. I accused her of child neglect for the past 10 years and defamation against me. As a result of the trial, I won the case, and my sister avoided a prison sentence but was ordered to pay a fine. According to the lawyer, my sister's husband's company went bankrupt, which forced them to return to the country a year ago. He didn't receive any severance pay, and now they both are working as part-time cleaners. After that, I cut ties with my sister. I adopted Luna, and she officially became my daughter. Since I had been raising her like my own daughter, our life hasn't changed at all. We'll continue to live happily together as a family of 4, just as we always have.